This week I've been unpacking and getting organised, but lately something else has been going on. I've been feeling a little bit different. Small things have started to feel bigger than they should. My energy's been all over the place. My skin has been reacting in ways that I've never experienced before. And honestly, I've been struggling a lot more than what I've let on. For quite a few months, I just blamed it on stress. I also thought it was the build up to renovating this IKEA, this abandoned Japanese house. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized something else might be happening. So today I'm going to give you another kitchen update, show you what I've been working on around the house, and share what's been going on a little bit behind the scenes as I've tried to figure out what's happening to my body and my health at 50 while building a life here in Japan. In this video, I will be talking a little bit about women's health. I did attend a women's clinic and a lot of you asked me for more information about that. So I'm going to talk about that today. I did take it very easy, just as you all instructed me to do last weekend. And I haven't really been putting too much pressure on myself because I was feeling quite exhausted. But today is Sunday. We have a lovely sunny day and there are lots of things I want to get organized. I bought a couple of plants the other day, one from IKEA and one from Cane's. This is called a banyan tree. It's popular in Japan, known as the tree of happiness, and it's very unique as it is a one-of-a-kind shape. Each one has its own unique shape, and I love that about this tree. Gardening is definitely my happy place when I need to take a break, and I think that's why I've been drawn to it a lot lately. Plus, it's spring. But really, over the past, I would say 18 months, I've been noticing a lot of changes in my body that I really haven't known how to explain. Of course, there was that initial weight gain that happened just before I came to Japan, but there were other changes that were happening and I really didn't like it. At first, I was just brushing them off. I told myself I was tired because I've moved to Japan, I've started a new job, I'm renovating an old Japanese house. Maybe all of this is causing my stress, or maybe I wasn't eating healthy enough. But when my skin started reacting, it was really hard to put up with, especially as I'm filming myself for YouTube. I'm covering my face in concealer and trying to hide what was happening. My face was becoming bright red and hot, and if I felt a little bit stressed, my face would become redder. And I was looking into it and I thought it was rosacea, which actually it is rosacea. So I was going to the dermatologist and trying to get treatment for rosacea, which comes in the form of creams. So a lot of creams that you put on your face. It just wasn't working. And after 18 months of trying, I just had enough. I had a lovely chance meeting with a subscriber. We went for coffee and she said, you know what, it sounds like it might be hormonal. You might have some hormonal issues going on. And she told me about some hormone treatment she was receiving in Australia and she said, look, it might not be the case. Why don't you go and investigate? So that's what I did. I found a women's clinic nearby my house. In Japan, you get a healthcare card for every clinic you attend. So all of my dental, my bone clinic, my GP, everything has a healthcare card. Even Millie has her own healthcare card for the vet. So I use my number card, which is our insurance card, and I take my clinic healthcare card, 2 cards in, and I go and see a local doctor at a women's clinic. This is for all women's health items. I go in, I've had a couple of appointments now, and I go in and I get my monthly medication and I'm monitored very carefully. And we have this amazing little slipper machine, which you have to put slippers on every time and have to wear a mask. That's just the rules of the clinic. But they have checked me out and said, look, you might need to go on some hormone treatment. We need to balance your treatment. So I'm getting estrogen gel and progesterone capsules. And the goal for me is to reduce my symptoms and bring things back into a better balance. It's still early days for me, but I have some progress photos to show you. I'm a bit embarrassed by this, but this is a photo I took once a month over 3 months, and I can visibly see the difference. It's a bit embarrassing to show you those photos, but that's where my skin is at the moment, and each month that I'm taking the medication, it seems to be keeping the rosacea in control, something that the creams have never been able to do. I found an eggplant, by the way. Look at this one. It's so big I couldn't see it because the soil was black, but I'm definitely going to cook with this today. Now, I'm certainly not a doctor and everyone's situation is different, but for me, it was so nice to know that even in Japan, where I thought the situation might be a bit different regarding women's health, I was able to get the exact same medication that is available to women in Australia. And it didn't take too much trouble to get it either, just a discussion, an open discussion with the doctor. Now, it is spring and I know summer is just around the corner and I'm probably going to start using my aircon soon. So quarterly I clean the vents. It's a pretty easy job. I get a really light brush and I scrub down the vents carefully, give it a good wash, and then I put it out in the sun to dry. I vacuum the inside of the air conditioner to get any loose particles after I've used a duster brush just to get any physical dust off, and then I vacuum the inside just to get anything that might be caught up in the machine. It's a pretty easy process and I really recommend you do it. If you don't do it, the dust will build up and it can actually turn moldy, especially in Japan with all the humidity. Right now we've had a lot of rain, so I don't want to turn the air conditioners on until they're fully cleaned on the inside. I do want to talk about something a little bit touchy, and one thing I quickly discovered when I started looking into hormone replacement therapy is that there are a lot of opinions. Some women swear it changed their lives, others are strongly against it, and if you spend a bit of time online, you'll find there's a lot of conflicting information. There was a lot of concern about possible links between hormone therapy and conditions such as breast cancer, and a lot of that concern came from old studies that were published more than 20 years ago that got so much media attention. And so as a result, many women are cautious about hormone treatment. There are people who believe that menopause is a natural stage of life and that women should simply go through it without medical intervention. So to be honest, I understand why women feel confused. You hear one person saying they're dangerous, another one says they've got their life back. So for me, I wasn't looking for a miracle cure. I wasn't trying to stop aging. I just wanted some reliable information and a chance to discuss what's happening with my body with a medical professional. The doctor will take into consideration your medical history, any concerns, and make a decision. And that doesn't mean my decision is right for everyone. It simply means this is the decision I've chosen to explore for myself. So I am still adjusting to the medication. I'm on a very, very low dose and it's only really been the 3 months, but already I've seen huge changes in my skin, which was the main area of concern for me. And I think it's just going to take a few more months for my body to adjust. Many Japanese have traditionally relied on lifestyle approaches with natural remedies rather than turning to hormone therapy. Things like soy-based food, lots of walking, green tea, there's kampo medicine, and just maintaining strong daily routines. One thing that came up repeatedly when I was searching the role of soy was foods like tofu, natto, miso, and soy milk contain compounds called isoflavones, which are similar to estrogen. So some women find that increasing these foods can help with certain symptoms, but that's going to vary person to person. I was already incorporating many of those things in my diet and it just really wasn't working for me. Interestingly, the conversation here in Japan is less focused on fighting menopause and more focused on supporting your body through a natural transition. But at the same time, I think it's important to remember that every woman is different and some people move through menopause with very few symptoms and some have major impacts on their quality of life. I don't look at this as choosing between natural approaches and medical treatment. For me, it's about finding the right balance and doing what allows me to feel the best. Today I have the builder and his crew coming around to finally move my couch back into the house. Most of the major work is done and I'm really able to start, unpacking things a little bit now. So camp chairs going outside, new lounge chair to arrive. The electrician has also come back because he needed to change one of the lights in the kitchen overhead cupboard. And I've asked him, while you're here, would you mind putting in a PowerPoint?
おお、家ここ
すごいびっくりした。
おお。
びっくりした。
どうやって食べるの？
今日、味噌炒め。
おお、
今日作ろうかなと思って。これは庭からシシと。おお。As some of you already know, a friend of mine from Australia has bought a house around the corner from my house. So this is their house, which is going to be renovated shortly. When my builder finishes my house, he's going to start on this one. But I've been lucky enough to store a lot of my furniture here while the renovation has been happening. It was actually incredible timing because their house settled 2 days before my renovation began. So I wouldn't have had a place to store any of this if I didn't have a house available around the corner, and it would have meant moving the furniture around while they were renovating, which wouldn't have been ideal at all. Back to women's health though. One thing I've learnt through all of this is how important it is for women to talk to each other, not to scare each other or judge each other, and not to tell each other there's only one right way of doing things. It's important to listen and share experiences and support one another because everyone experiences things differently. Some women will choose hormone therapy, some women will 100% want natural approaches, and some women will probably combine both. And some women are so lucky that they have very few symptoms at all. And I don't think there should be any shame in any of the choices that people make because at the end of the day, we're all trying to navigate through our bodies, which are changing, and make the best decisions we can with the information we have. The next step in the renovation is my front door and front patio area, so I'm just finalizing the quote for this now. It took a lot of time to choose the right door, but yeah, it's all coming together, and today everyone just stood at the entranceway because we stood here probably a couple of months ago before the renovation, and we're all just admiring it now, thinking, wow, look how far this house has come. It has been such a big renovation. I'm very, very grateful to the people I've met along the way. It's been really fun being able to put little final touches on the house, just piece by piece as things are coming in. I'm able to pull out some of the purchases I got from IKEA and get my favorite Life is Journey cushion out and just make the house feel back like a home again, not a construction site. And I came up with this idea. Do you get lots of magnets in your mailbox? I don't know what it is with Japan, but I get all of these magnets in my mailbox promoting their businesses, usually plumbers. But I decided I'm not going to throw these away. I'm going to keep them for something. And I got some double-sided tape and got them off on the back of this cheap little thing I found at the 100 yen store. Look at this. Doesn't that look lovely? And that's on my fridge, just because the side of the fridge is so white in the kitchen. I thought that might look good. I am doing my meal prep again this weekend. I found it really helped me. Now I've got a kitchen back, so I'm just making some pickled cabbage and pickled red onion so I can use this during the week for my poke bowls and my salads. And I made a big batch of that because I think it's quite healthy. And I am, in fact, going to cook that eggplant, which I got out of the garden. And I found a recipe that looks really good. It's just some stir-fry miso. So I'm using more of that miso for my health. Miso paste and eggplant. All you need to do is add in some Japanese sake, mirin, and soy sauce, and a big spoon of miso. You just mix it up and make a little bit of a, stir-fry sauce. And to that, I'm adding a fresh ginger. So we've got really fresh ginger at the moment. It's the season for it. So miso and ginger go really well together. I'm going to add some neutral oil. I use rice bran oil and a bit of sesame oil for flavor. And I'm going to brown up that eggplant. I have really been eating healthy probably for the last 18 months, so definitely I can't blame my diet for all my health troubles. So I'm going to gently, I said gently, but I'm going to cook down the miso so until there's no liquid left, and I'm just serving that with some rice, pickled plum, and a bit of sesame seeds on top, and the rest is going into my fridge for during the week. But back to my story about sorting out my health. And I think what surprised me the most was how much comfort I found in simply talking to other women, hearing their stories, and realizing I'm not the only one who's going through this. And it was actually one of the reasons I ended up going to the women's clinic. It was from that chance conversation. But I am adjusting to medication, I'm taking it easy, and Millie is more than happy to just take it easy with me. So this weekend, although it was a big weekend, I am definitely taking advantage of the fact that I have a couch. We can both enjoy this couch again and lie on the couch, my favorite pastime. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much, as always, for being part of this community and part of the journey. I look forward to seeing you again next week. See you later. Bye.